President Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Novak, officers of the university, guests of honor, members of the faculty and administration, candidates for graduation, honored guests and celebrants. Welcome to the 152nd annual commencement of Loyola University Chicago for the Quinlan School of Business. As we begin, let us pause for a moment to draw our attention to the university's land acknowledgement statement, both on screen and on the inside front cover of your program, honoring the heritage of the grounds we walk. Now, will everyone who is able please stand and join Ms. Lillian Murphy in singing the National Anthem. We ask that you remain standing until the invocation has been given afterwards. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets and glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It is now my privilege to present Reverend D. Scott Hendrickson of the Society of Jesus, Associate Professor and Associate Provost for Global and Community Engagement, who will give the invocation.
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, we ask you to bless the graduates who stand before us now. Bless them with gratitude for their unique gifts and talents, which they have developed here in this university. Bless them with understanding and heartfelt joy for the support they have received from their friends and families, many of whom are present here today. And bless them for who they have become as lifelong learners in their journey at Loyola University, Chicago. Where there is injustice, may their voices preach equality. Where there is economic disparity, may their efforts bring forth partnership and engagement in community. Where the world blisters and breaks under the duress of harm, may their actions be an example of stewardship to all. And where there is derision and violence done unto others, may they be emboldened in solidarity as global citizens. God of all, you are the source of all grace. We thank you for this day, and we humbly ask that we may always have the wisdom to acknowledge you as the font and source of all that is good. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Henderson. Will everyone please be seated? It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Joanne Rooney, President, Loyola University Chicago, who will offer a few words of welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, that was pretty good. On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and trustees of Loyola University Chicago, and our worldwide network of alumni, family, and friends, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Quinlan School of Business and the 2022 annual commencement of Loyola University Chicago. This year, we celebrate more than 5,000 graduates across 11 ceremonies in one joy-filled week. Being able to celebrate together this year adds an extra level of excitement to an already momentous occasion. Following many months of constant adjustment, isolating solitude, remote learning, and virtual ceremonies, we have learned not to take some of the most basic things for granted, such as joining together as community or exchanging face-to-face greetings or sharing that special hug. I extend heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates and the warmest of wishes to all the family, friends, and loved ones here with us today. Despite the uncertainties and constant challenges you encountered during this global pandemic, you have adapted and you have persevered. With resolve and resilience, you continue to connect, to learn, and to care for each other. You navigated constant changes while supporting one another, and you worked hard as you completed your degrees. This is the real definition of being Jesuit educated. Of course, there were countless difficult moments and even some periods filled with doubt. But we have all been inspired by your resilience, creativity, and determination as you navigated so much change and uncertainty. Yet through it all, we have a renewed appreciation that we are all in this together, and none of us can accomplish great things alone. Let us take a moment to appreciate each other, students, families, faculty, and staff, for the many ways you have lifted one another up, persevered, and leaned into a greater goal and the greater good. Let's have a round of applause for each other. At this Jesuit Catholic University, we understand that there is no learning without love, no success without kindness, no scholarship without accompaniment. There is no justice without mercy, no reason without faith, and no healing without hope. Our coming together today is a collective act of hope and of love. We come from many backgrounds and celebrate as one achievements across many fields. We connect not only to mark this milestone, but also to affirm as a community our commitment to the values of Jesuit education: civil discourse, deeper understanding, greater justice achieved through education, research, and service to others, and seeking and seeing God in all things. To this class of 2022, as you transition from student to graduates, it is important to recognize that it is your calling, your responsibility to apply these same values across a world that is in need of hope, commitment to action, and leaders like you. But for right now, at this moment, let us focus on the present. It is time to celebrate and commence.
It is now my pleasure to present Dr. Maciek Novak, Interim Dean of the Quinlan School of Business.
Thank you. On behalf of the entire Quinlan community, I'm delighted to welcome you to this annual celebration of achievement. I would especially like to welcome and thank our president, Dr. Joanne Rooney, Provost Margaret Callahan, featured speaker Paul Fisher, and our student speaker Carol Bush for joining us here today. Thanks also to the Loyola Wind Ensemble and all those who have worked behind the scenes to orchestrate this wonderful ceremony. Quinlan class of 2022, you made it. Hang on, let me emphasize that. You made it. Even a global pandemic could not stop you from earning your degree and moving closer to your career and life goals. You have truly been through the ringer. 2 years and 2 months ago, you moved to fully online classes and the world of Zoom in a matter of days. Together, we navigated new ways of interacting, learning, and living. We triumphantly returned in full force to the Schreiber Center this academic year, with a short return to online learning in January. Through it all, you have shown incredible resilience and care for each other. Masking, social distancing, and perhaps even isolating and quarantining are truly not easy, but you repeatedly showed your willingness to support the health and safety of our greater community. You have brought joy and energy back to the Schreiber Center by simple acts like gathering with classmates and friends in our social areas, and by special moments like cheering on our men's basketball team from the great stairs in the Schreiber Center. This year's run was unfortunately a little short, but I know that the school spirit shown that day will continue to live on. You have also shown an incredible commitment to your education. Over the last year, I've been impressed by the thoughtful engagement of so many of you, the excitement of the students I joined on the Quinlan Ramble to Atlanta, and the insights I shared at the Rambler Investment Fund equity pitches. The student presentations were so incredible, I was furiously taking notes for my own portfolio. Good stuff. I know that all of you have sharpened your skills and knowledge through countless group projects, papers, and exams, working closely with our faculty, both in person and online, on your path to knowledge. And now you are joining the alumni community. Over the past year, I've asked nearly every Loyola alum I've met the same question. I asked, what is the most important takeaway from your Loyola education? All of the Loyola alumni said virtually the same thing. Loyola provided them with an understanding of how to do the right thing in business and in life. Doing the right thing is rarely the easiest or most obvious path, but I hope you are leaving here ready to forge that path. Our challenge to you is to do well in your careers, but also help drive the tangible change that is needed to create a better world. Your Quinlan education has given you the tools and moral compass. Now is the time to use them. Now I invite everyone to join me in congratulating the Loyola University Chicago Quinlan School of Business class of 2022.
Thank you, Dean Novak. With pleasure, I present Ms. Carol Bush, candidate for the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, summa cum laude, who will offer some remarks on behalf of the entire undergraduate student community of the Quinlan School of Business.
Dr. Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Novak, faculty, guests, and of course, fellow graduates of the Quinlan School of Business, class of 2022. Every one of us should feel so proud to be together in this space today. Congratulations to us all. I am simply overjoyed to be your student speaker this morning. Today, I want to share with you my favorite word, a word that I feel encompasses the class of 2022 at Loyola University, Chicago. This word we have gained through our Jesuit education. It is a word we will carry with us throughout our entire lives. My favorite word is grit. Not as in the feeling between your toes after a sunny day at Loyola Beach, or what you do with your teeth when that Chicago wind whips you in the face in the depths of January. This grit refers to unwavering mental toughness, courage, and resolve, the strength of character necessary to challenge the status quo, face adversity head on, and lift others above yourself. I think we can all agree that our college experience has been anything but typical. Living through an international pandemic has brought unprecedented challenges that have required unprecedented solutions. However, with a steadfast commitment to the four ideals of Jesuit education, intellectual, social, moral, and religious, we, the class of 2022, have risen to the occasion, and we've applied a unique grit every step of the way. Can you remember your first day of college on Loyola's campus? What were your worries? What were your ambitions? I would venture a guess that they were pretty similar to mine. Where is Schreiber Center? Am I even saying that word right? How does the L train work? What should my major be? I will make friends. I will pass my first exam. Though in reflection we'd smile at these seemingly frivolous thoughts, at the time they were all encompassing. They required a shallow sort of grit to push through and be successful in our new endeavor. Each one of us had to forge our own path, navigating the first days of our higher education. As we quickly solved the surface level worries and ambitions of our primitive college days, learning how to correctly pronounce each building's name and finding the best way to commute to our water tower campus, we found a restlessness that seems to be a hallmark of the human condition. What do we work toward next? Thankfully, Loyola was prepared to ask us bigger questions and challenge us with greater ambitions. Yes, there exists a grit beyond the standard transition from teenage years to adulthood, beyond the status quo of the academic world, the grit of a Jesuit education. This grit, at first, it was intimidating. It asked complete buy-in, 100% investment, development of our entire person. This grit required us to consider all situations from an intellectual, social, moral, and religious standpoint. It surpassed the usual curriculum of a business degree, and it called us to a greater purpose. It prepared us for a future in the business world where we do not just worry about profit or operational efficiency. Rather, it entranced us in a tireless pursuit of deeper, more meaningful worries and ambitions. Though it was daunting, we were not alone. We were blessed to have professors who understood the importance of business careers embedded with service, ethical consideration of all stakeholders, and concern for environmental sustainability. Like Professor Foudy and Professor Horton, who instilled in us the precise morality associated with careers in accounting, and Dr. Nair Baran, Dr. Shreddle, and Professor Doby, who brought to our attention the important societal and environmental issues that impact the way that we market. And Professor Castorino, who gave us the confidence to stand up in front of a crowd and speak up for those who may not have a voice, who gave me the confidence to stand in front of all of you today. And Professor Vachor and Professor Wemhoff and Dr. Lee and Dr. Diaz and all the Quinlan professors who guided us through these tumultuous waters. They worked tirelessly to create community through the barriers of screens, masks, and uncertainty. They taught us to be independent thinkers and to never settle for the simple path. They assured us that though this journey would be really difficult, our intellectual curiosity and our bravery would prevail, because it takes mental courage, strength of character, grit to evolve the world of business. But that is what we are destined to do. The unique aspect of this Jesuit grit is that it is harmonious with an empathy for those around you and a greater care for the world. It drives you to keep working and to make a difference beyond the bottom line. Over the past 4 years, on campus, through online learning, no matter what was happening in the world around us, Loyola led by example. They showed us this Jesuit toughness to always fight for what is right. Loyola challenged the status quo by becoming the #1 undergraduate business program in Chicago during an international pandemic. Loyola faced adversity head-on through its investment in virtual learning technology that assured that we were receiving the best education possible, no matter our geographic location. And Loyola lifted others above itself by prioritizing the integration of health and safety resources in every classroom environment as we transitioned, once again, to in-person instruction. This college experience has not been easy for us. There have been hard times beyond the classroom walls, moments when we felt alone through isolation, when we felt like giving up on the structures in place. But we didn't. The class of 2022 stood firm. We worked harder to build connections, stay focused in unconventional classrooms, and achieve what we came for, our degree. We are all here today stronger than ever because we cared for Loyola, and Loyola cared for us. We worked together. We became partners to reconfigure when the unexpected became reality. We reimagined education. We worked equitably and earnestly, and we joined in the community of Jesuit toughness. I never knew why grit was my favorite word. I think I just liked the sound of it, what it represented. Now, with a Jesuit education, I possess it. It is in me. It is in all of us. Thank you, Loyola, for giving purpose to my favorite word, a purpose that I have for life. No matter what our next step is, where life takes us from here, Loyola University Chicago has prepared us with a unique grit rooted in the Jesuit principles of higher education. And with this grit, we are ready to go forth and set the world on fire. Thank you.
Thank you, Caro, for your inspiring words. And it is now my privilege to invite Dean Maciek Novak back to the podium to introduce our commencement speaker.
I'm now pleased to introduce Mr. Paul Fisher, who will be delivering our commencement address. Paul is a leading business executive with an incredible story of success, loss, and redemption. In the last 10 years, he has also become a dedicated advocate for the Quinlan School of Business and for our Baumhart Center for Social Enterprise and Responsibility. Our mission of business for good resonates with Paul because it ties to his own values and how he sees business. Here at Loyola and Quinlan, he found a community of like-minded professionals, alumni, students, faculty, and staff, all working toward a better world through business. I am pleased that Paul is with us today to share his insights. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Good morning. President Rooney, Provost Callahan, Dean Novak, faculty, and guests. Let me start by thanking the university for the opportunity to address you, the graduates. I know you've heard it before, but congratulations. What a big day. This is an important step on your life's journey. My own path led me here to Loyola to chair the advisory board of the Baumhart Center for Social Enterprise and Responsibility. Helping the center grow and thrive is the most important thing I've done in my life because it's tackling the abiding challenges of our age. You know what they are: income inequality, the denial of climate change, and the loss of the moral compass we once shared. Loyola has challenged you to build a better world. To get there, you must first build a better you, and this starts with your career. They say when you grow older, you can still make a fool of yourself, just in a more dignified manner. I hope the stories I tell today don't prove this point. I want you to dodge the self-inflicted pain I suffered in the 45 years since I sat where you are. Because like Thomas Edison said of his life, I failed my way to success. You'll walk an easier road than mine if you follow 4 principles. First, navigate from point to point. Life is unpredictable. Recognize that luck and circumstance, bad or good, will blow you in unimaginable directions. Never take credit for good fortune, because only liars and fools claim their effort alone brought success. Likewise, don't be a masochist and blame yourself for bad luck. For good results you in fact earn, don't sprain your arm patting yourself on the back, and when bad results are deserved, don't break your foot kicking yourself. Instead, at each waypoint, take a deep breath and make a considered choice about what's next. Move on without obsessing over what's ahead or behind you. Second, do your homework. Life is a series of decisions, and you can't duck the tough ones as much as you'd like to. Doing nothing is in fact doing something. Through dedicated preparation, you can avoid bad decisions and minimize bad luck. Learn all you can and plumb your own experience to understand the potential impact of even unlikely factors. And never fear asking for advice. Knowing what you don't know is as important as knowing what you do. Also, never downplay negative information because you're wishing for a particular result. Lying to yourself is as bad as lying to another. In the end, nothing is more important to success than objective knowledge. This includes work experience, bad or good, learning from reading, or even experience from everyday life. Keep your eyes open and your interests wide. You don't know what may help you in some unanticipated or decisive way. Over my long career, I was guided by what I experienced, taught myself, or learned from others. My only business class was a night course in accounting. I should have come here. Really. Third, pursue your passion. Let your heart and not your bank account dominate your job decisions. Instead, consider how each job can propel you towards your goal. Gaining experience, contacts, or a mentor, especially when you're young, is as valuable as pay. Each job you take is likely not your final opportunity. I sincerely believe that if you love what you're doing, whatever you're paid will be plenty. What does loving your job mean? At minimum, it means you enjoy the job's challenge and take pride in your work. At most, it means you can't imagine doing anything else, but that's a tough standard. If you're like me, there are many interesting things to pursue. Shoot for the moon, a job that you'd never leave, but be happy with the job that moves you in that direction and satisfies you at some level. Remember that no matter how good, a job will always be W-O-R-K. None is perfect. Remember that one. Fourth, be humble. Learn to see the world through others' eyes. Listen, business is entirely about relationships. Investors, partners, colleagues, employees, suppliers, and customers. View each of these as a collaboration, a partnership. In your dealings, focus on understanding the other side's objectives and how you might satisfy them while accomplishing your own. Good business isn't a zero-sum game. Good business is when everybody wins. Be selfless in your relationships, because when you put yourself second, you're more likely to end up first. You'll build trust, the glue of successful enterprise. So remember this favorite of mine: there is no limit to your success or where you can go as long as you don't expect the credit. Episodes in my career taught me these principles. This is where I could get embarrassed, but I'm going to tell you them. Several times, bad decisions put me in terrible spots. The first was at the outset of my career. I went to law school despite a passion to study philosophy and teach. Pressure from a girlfriend landed me at the University of Chicago Law School. Even though it was a fabulous school, I detested every minute I was there. Every minute. I detested the minutes I wasn't there. Many times I've wondered what my life would have been had I pursued a PhD. I can't say better for worse. All I know is that I really love philosophy. Mercifully, my legal career was short. I took a job with a large Chicago law firm, and within a week, I was tasked with writing a Supreme Court brief. That's big stuff. I labored for weeks expecting glory, using all my legal training. But the partner tossed my draft, and the only thing he saved was the cover. Pretty embarrassing. I tried corporate law then, but didn't fare any better. I prepared an application for regulatory approval of a bank merger, but I cited the wrong regulations. Somehow approval was miraculously granted despite my clear malpractice. Thank God the statute of limitations has passed. But I failed at the law because I just didn't like it. There was a silver lining, though. My client experiences, their businesses, and what they did led me to try for a business career, something I'd never considered. So navigate point to point, as I suggested. I left law practice to join VMS Realty, a 1980s real estate firm. Well, this ended up a pretty good decision. It wasn't initially, but I was impulsive in taking the job. Real estate then was big money and even bigger personalities, and I wanted part of it. Having no management experience whatsoever, I was hired to run a large staff that qualified investors for partnerships, investment partnerships. I quickly learned, like in the first week, that my job was a dead end and not the grand leap to the C-suite that I thought it was going to be. But entirely by chance, I was asked to close a loan not as a businessman, but as a lawyer. I never ever thought my legal training would matter, but without it, I wouldn't have made it to business. Long hours got the loan done, and within a year I was acting completely in a business capacity, negotiating $150 million of loans annually. Why, I don't know, but I didn't stay with VMS. Dazzled by even more pay and the job description, I joined Bankers Trust, a major Wall Street investment bank, to arrange securitizations. It was a novel financing technique at the time. It's routine today. But I wasn't honest with myself about investment banking's cutthroat culture or the folks who hired me. I didn't think about it. I didn't want to think about it. I wanted the job. In the time it took me to move my family to New York, the position was given to someone else, despite my contract. I was directed instead to start a mortgage finance group, something I knew absolutely nothing about. I didn't do very well, but the experience was my ticket back to Chicago for a job at First Chicago. It's gone now, but it was part of J.P. Morgan to found a mortgage banking business. But this shows you even a rough experience can sweep you forward. I did okay because I had a strategy. This is an example of doing your homework. This included hiring seasoned talent to fill the gaps in my own experience. But you know, relying on colleagues was new for me. I never asked for help because I feared either revealing my inexperience or sharing my success. Despite my relative happiness, money and ego again were a lure. There's a theme here, right? I joined an office developer to buy businesses, again, something I hadn't done, nor had they. Now, why would an office developer want to buy businesses, you ask? I didn't and should have. In my first week, the boss told me that he'd invest no money and take zero risk in a transaction, which made doing deals pretty tough. I mean, if you could do that, why would I need him? But he appeared to be a nice guy when I was recruited, but turned out to be worse than challenging after I was there. I've got some great stories, but I'll save those for my next speech to you. I was quickly reassigned to find $500 million to finance a 2,000-foot tower that had no tenants, and it was going to use untested construction technology. Not surprisingly, I failed and I was fired. It's small consolation that none after me succeeded. A shovel was never turned. The first Gulf War broke out within a month of my termination, sending the economy into a free fall. My life was too. My wife divorced me, the one who told me to go to law school. And I retreated to a depressing, probably haunted attic apartment that my sons called the lair because their room had no window. I subsisted on hot dogs, Diet Coke, and mostly beer. I had slid down the pole of life and was broken. You know, though, that dark time drove home the importance of humility, which has informed the rest of my career and is the foundation of my success. I sent out hundreds of applications to investment banks, law firms, there were just no jobs. It was a terrible, terrible recession at that point in time, 1989. I applied for unemployment insurance, which took 3 tries because the lines were so long. When I finally made it to my social worker, I was asked what was the last work I did. I answered, financing the world's tallest building. Just as I overheard the gentleman next to me say, raking leaves. That was a wake-up call. I had the best pedigree, but was I really the best person? How could I even say that I was unlucky? You know, chance pushes us along in life as much as our choices. I was reminded that humility and empathy, gratitude too, should guide us, to listen to and appreciate the needs of others. After nearly a year without work, luck smiled on me. After being my former assistant, I don't know why, kept opening my mail and called to tell me to buy a new tie, iron a shirt, and get a suit pressed. She had set up an interview with a small firm conducting an executive search for somebody with my experience. After several rounds of interviews, I got the job with the company I retired from 22 years later. She could have thrown away the letter. There are angels. Just don't count on them. I had a wonderful career at Centerpoint Properties Trust, retiring as CEO. My partners and I grew a local Chicago warehouse company into a leading national investor and developer of logistics, real estate, and infrastructure that's worth more than $12 billion today. My successes and many failures at the firm prove the truth of the principles that I shared with you today. So let me end with my dad's charge to my siblings and me when we left every day for the bus. My brother is here, and he could remember this. He would say to us, be good and do good. Dad, who we lost a few years ago at 95, was a wonderful man. He was teaching us what I think is indispensable, something that he taught us but I had forgotten. To practice humility, be empathetic, to practice gratitude, generosity, and kindness. In other words, be what I've come to call a good soul. Our mom, who passed away at 94 last year, had essential advice too. She was a little more salty. To take care to associate with good people. She'd say, and I can hear her, I can spot a phony a mile away. We called her Feisty Helen. That was her way of saying what I counsel people. Find good souls and keep them close. If you're a good soul and associate with like minds, you'll not just succeed in business, you'll lead a moral life. You'll measure your actions by a simple test. Does what I do for myself respect the dignity of others? Are those impacted also better off? So there it is. Pursue your dreams wherever they take you and however they evolve. Never, ever be discouraged. Learn from everything you do and be thoughtful in your choices. Most importantly, be good souls. If you are, other good souls will find you, and success and happiness will inevitably follow. Congratulations to you and your families. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fisher. That was enlightening and inspiring, so thanks for sharing with us. I think it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The candidates for baccalaureate degrees will now be presented. Dean Novak will make the recommendations to President Rooney, who in turn will confer the degrees.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the Quinlan School of Business please rise? President Rooney, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Business Administration Honors and Bachelors of Business Administration. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for the degrees, and I recommend that the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the Quinlan School of Business and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois, and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of this university, I confer upon you the bachelor's degrees for which you have been recommended as a sign of your new academic status. Please move your tassels from the right side to the left side, and congratulations, graduates!
The candidates for all bachelor's degrees will now come forward by degree group, as directed by marshals, to be recognized by name. Dr. Nenad Jukic, Professor of Information Systems, will read the names of the candidates. One of our long-standing traditions is to have each of our graduates shake the hands of the president and dean as they walk across the stage accepting their diploma. Unfortunately, this year, out of an abundance of caution and respect for our graduates and their guests, we ask that you forego the customary handshake and instead exchange verbal greetings. Thank you for your understanding. Sorry about that. Candidates who have not yet been taken out of their rows may be seated again. So if it's not your turn, you may be seated again. Here's the part where I get to act like the bossy professor to all these lovely families. Please remain in your seats and hold your applause until the end of each degree group. Everybody wants to hear their name heard. Guests are not permitted to approach the stage to take photographs. Thank you for your cooperation with this.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration Honors. Grant Stephen Bardelli, magna cum laude. Joseph David Braby, magna cum laude. Anthony Campana, cum laude. Sophia May Cataldo, summa cum laude. Angela Xiaoyi Chen, summa cum laude. Aaron Patrick Coffey, cum laude. Mackenzie Faith Cronin, cum laude. Janet Deanna Dodson, summa cum laude. Matthew Robert Driscoll, summa cum laude. Nathan Michael Geiser, magna cum laude. Rebecca Hansman, summa cum laude. Cooper Lee Hawley, magna cum laude. Cassie Hines, cum laude. Grace Higbee, summa cum laude. John Hugdahl, cum laude. Jack Hutchinson, magna cum laude. Cole Edward Jensen, summa cum laude. Nathan Langhauser, magna cum laude. John Edward Leininger, summa cum laude. Ethan Patrick McGrady, magna cum laude. Ariel Chavon Vinokur McKeever, cum laude. Porvi Modi, magna cum laude. Patrick Monin, summa cum laude. Abigail Mosman, magna cum laude. Brian Gwynn, magna cum laude. Luca Pietro Pascal, magna cum laude. Bryn Reimer, summa cum laude. Kira Yushao Joy Schuf, magna cum laude. Morgan Suckumal, magna cum laude. Trevor Hokun Torman, magna cum laude. Annika Whitcomb. Michael Anthony Wilner, cum laude. Alexandria Marie Yurchik, magna cum laude. Receiving the... Go ahead.
Congratulations to all the honors graduates, and now everybody can clap.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Accounting. Andrea Anaya Quintana, cum laude. Cullen Edward Barone. Grace Tsai. Denny Cervantes, cum laude. Victoria Jingli Chan, summa cum laude. Zachary Nicholas Chibukus, magna cum laude. John Cole, magna cum laude. Caden Austin Dulliger. Killian Riona Daly, summa cum laude. Mark Delancey, summa cum laude. Meenakshi Damija, magna cum laude. Catherine Taylor Flamini, magna cum laude. Jeremy Michael Freund, cum laude. Jonathan Gibbons. Megan Glazebrook McCallum, cum laude. Kayla Gross. Jose de Jesus Gutierrez Jr. Daniel Jeffrey Hens. Malik James Jackson. Grace Catherine Klein, cum laude. Marie Danny Creeder, magna cum laude. Victoria Ladani. Cole Michael Lass. Jennifer Elizabeth McDonald, summa cum laude. Margaret Nicole Magali. Nora Rose McDonald. Wendy Maria Medina. Catherine Mikos. Michael Evans Murphy. Joseph Puliga. Priya Patel, cum laude. Hannah Emily Pajorni, magna cum laude. Marie Teresa Peters. Luke Phelan. Nicholas Henry Ploggy. Ellison Sage Pryan. Benjamin Putman. Uma Radhakrishnan. Gisela Ramirez. Samantha Riker. Ai Nyen Sun, summa cum laude. Catherine Shanky, magna cum laude. Luke Matthew Shutt, cum laude. Rini Singapore. Henry Arthur Charles Schold. Samantha Wilcom. Logan Suzanne Winters, cum laude.
Sorry, Ninan. Now it's time to cheer for the accounting students who just came up. Thank you.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Accounting and Analytics. Hope Pierce, cum laude. Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Economics. Pericles Chris Angelos. John Byrne. Grace Coombs. Yakub Delay. Jock Dorfley, cum laude. Łukasz David Duda, magna cum laude. Emily Andre Farah Cordero. Adrian Flores, cum laude. Lucas Franz. Dalen Hapman. Elijah Jamal Holder. Mohit Jain. Simon Gilson, summa cum laude. Kevin Kavanaugh. Philip Zigic. Ileana Athena Mendick, cum laude. Michael Timothy Ogren, cum laude. Alexander Gregory Percy, cum laude. Henry Pfaff. Riley Quagliano, magna cum laude. Simon Ramus, magna cum laude. Andrew Schweinert, summa cum laude. Jackson Case Stalovier, cum laude. Nicole Ashley Tabor, cum laude. Muniza Tariq. Emily Vasquez. Asia Unique Lee Walker, cum laude. Aidan Warner. Robin Wilkinson, cum laude. Nicole Yaroslavsky, cum laude. Jonathan Shaney.
And now a shout out to the economics majors. Congratulations.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Entrepreneurship, Renata Arce. Kevin Boo. Sebastian Serwinka. Emmanuel Vincent Nicholas Gomez, cum laude. Nathan Paul Heber. Tyler Richard Hill. Joseph Hombeck. Theodore Katsivalis. Kana Raleigh. Cole Schlothauer, summa cum laude. Dario Smith Jr. Nadia Rocio Soto Robles, magna cum laude. Megan Naomi Yamauchi, magna cum laude.
Congratulations to all the entrepreneurship majors who just received their degrees.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Finance, Jada Helen Aduda, magna cum laude. Camila Alcero, magna cum laude. Edward Alman. Munaj Ali Khan. Vasily Angelos, cum laude. Alexander Argyris, cum laude. Emily Beauchamp, summa cum laude. Anthony Beltran. Tyler Tilden Biggs, cum laude. Iris Boparai, cum laude. Nicholas Charles Broker, cum laude. Derek John Bria. Alejandro Castillo. Carlos Enrique Castillo. Sebastian Chase Chamiso. Jeffrey Stephen DeBrouwer. Samuel Antonio DeVita. Lillian May Drews, magna cum laude. Brendan Erfmeyer. Natalie Marie Ernie, summa cum laude. Sadina Fadel. Philip Joseph Farley. Tatiana Fernandez Pedrata. Eduardo Fidalgo, cum laude. Pamela Franco. Ramon Antonius Franco. Alexandru Gilka, magna cum laude. Audrey Minglan Hudeheber, cum laude. Antonio Gonzalez. Denise Gonzalez. Max Gonzalez. Fiorella Gonzalez Pilar, magna cum laude. Alicia Greenwood, magna cum laude. Evan William Griffith. Nicholas Hardy, cum laude. Parker Rainick Harris, cum laude. Madison Hausman, magna cum laude. Mark Murta Hillman, magna cum laude. Humberto Hinojosa. John Janot. Zachary Reynolds Jones. Ryan Stephen Jocelyn. David Moises Juarez. Ethan Thomas Judge. Matthew Ignatius Keys, cum laude. Jonathan Paul King. Matthew Aaron Kives. Maciej Kravchik. Benjamin Nicholas Landhis, cum laude. Frayne Lewis, cum laude. Peida Lin. Adriano Alfonso Logrono. Petar Lumovic, cum laude. Andy Lutoli, summa cum laude. Liu Zhengcheng, magna cum laude. Audrey Claire Marticello, summa cum laude. Jamie Martinez. Sebastian Martinez. Andrew Richard Masterson. David McConaughey, cum laude. Carolyn Ann McKinney, cum laude. Joseph Whitaker Metzger, cum laude. Jennifer Ann Milbrat, cum laude. Andrew Gregory Mois. Eric Malhinch. Anthony David Navarrete Hellman, summa cum laude. Mark Daniel Nistor. Robert Neubauer. Bindia Patel. Devang Tanmay Patel. Catalina Lilian Pavon, magna cum laude. Victoria Alexis Sandra Pearson, magna cum laude. Ian Pyatt, magna cum laude. Nenad Puacha. Sai Umog Raola. Sydney Sharon Remark, summa cum laude. Jalal Riaz. Kieran Rosengarten. Mackenzie Felicia Rindak. Elliot Sacknoff. Brian Daniel Sieber, cum laude. Alonso Raul Serrano. Reginald Smith. Jake Song. Kyle Tippa. Julian Torres. Natalie Say, cum laude. Andrew Lee Tabor Turner. Joseph Richard Velasco. Francesco Michele Valenzano, magna cum laude. Marlon Vasquez. Daniel Samir Velarde, magna cum laude. Christian Ventura. Ryan Juan, cum laude. Benjamin Lee Wong. Annie Whiting. Michael Kenneth Wittenmeyer. Aaron Wyman, cum laude. Madison Wirtz. Mark John Wyszykowski.
Now it's time to clap for all those finance majors who just came through.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Human Resource Management, Abby Bareilles. Lindsay Leanne Dubose. Feng Minge, magna cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Hoffman, summa cum laude. Olena Cooley. Joseph David Ostrovsky. Anjali Patel, cum laude. Alicia Aslam Sayani, summa cum laude. Brenton Stevens Schaefer, cum laude. Uma Shivde, summa cum laude. Bridget Watkins, magna cum laude. Vikram Alexander Wood, cum laude.
And those were the graduates in Human Resource Management.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Information Systems, Kazim Ali. James Brown, Human Resources. Sareshma Balakrishnan. Nicole Alexis Marie Dullard, magna cum laude. Chloe Durgan, cum laude. Michael Thomas Fenner. Marcelo Garcia. Adrian Garnica, cum laude. Jaya Adele C. Goan. Shawnice John Paul, summa cum laude. Christina Lee Johnson, magna cum laude. Benjamin Kapitanovich, magna cum laude. Jackson Kohlenberger. Ariana Krbanjevic, cum laude. Leonard Kruger. Harshita Kumham. Nello Pra Maharja, magna cum laude. Christopher Wynn. Charlie Eric O'Gorman. Christian Alexander Piantanida, magna cum laude. Jonathan Pina. Isaac Nathan Reyes. William Paul Ridzon. Paula Sakun, cum laude. Margie Sando. Raymond Martin Saveo. Jose Shagar. Lacey Victoria Schwind, cum laude. Kimberly Sergi, summa cum laude. Elisa Joelle Smith, cum laude. Sam Joseph Ulrich, cum laude. Sensi Jonette Vega.
Congratulations to the Information Systems majors.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, International Business, Claudia Fernanda Alvarado, cum laude. Kira Amundsen, magna cum laude. Maya Evelyn Ba. Nicholas Rand Bach. Suvad Bekric. Juan Jose Borrero. Carolyn Adele Bush, summa cum laude. Ryan Cole, cum laude. Tess Lorraine Confronti, cum laude. Anna Marie Grisano. Elena Gregorian. Aaron Guizado Barragan. Daniel Hernandez. Melanie Hernandez. Alicia Herrera. Lillian Grace Lucero, cum laude. Ramat Tahiru Mohammed. Isabella Nelson, magna cum laude. Celeste Natalie Nieto Amaya. Sophia Irene Petri. Owen Reville. Ricardo Rivera.
Congratulations to the international business majors.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Management, Nathan Matthew Abraham. David Adam. Jada Alberg, cum laude. Rodrigo Alba Camasta. Karina Elise Alvarez, cum laude. Nathan Ray Bali. Isabel Blasini. Jose Eduardo Cabanilla. Diego Rafael Capriles. Lily Condon. Jamie Marie Cunahan. Joseph Dale Diatomo. Daniel Joseph Dominguez. Ariel Yelena Fliskov. Ashlyn Giordano. Kellen Heinz. Emily Angelica Kalinowski. Timothy Joseph Kane. Taeyong Kwon. Blake Laris, magna cum laude. Ernesto Matias Lingen. Liu Chang. Edward Carlo Manacum Macenas. Ryan McGee. Adrian Mata. Melissa Marie McKillop. Rudy Navarrete. David Novak. Diego Alejandro Ravelo. Tatiana Mireya Rosales. Grace Marjorie Rudy, magna cum laude. Rachel Marie Schmid. Adem Shala. Miguel Cecilia. Pablo Francesco Spina, cum laude. Erin Michaela Sutherland, magna cum laude. Hannah Evelyn Swanson, cum laude. Irvin Jean Zott, cum laude. Nicole Joanne Trezak, cum laude. Camila Gabriela Urbanic. Stephen Vaca Loyola. Andrew Joseph Vamos Percy, magna cum laude. Yaritzi Viveros Monsevice, magna cum laude. Jonathan Wayne Winters.
Now it's time for a shout out for our management majors.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration Marketing, Dean Leslie Abraham. Sarah Aldridge, cum laude. Marian Alvarez Gould. Renata Amezcua. Elsa Angulo. Sanya Arndt, cum laude. Brandon Alexander Behan. Michael Patrick Beecher. Mary Martha Berger, cum laude. Hirsch Pott. James Bradley Bixler. Julia Rose Blankenberg, magna cum laude. Zoya Boshkovich, magna cum laude. Kennedy Ann Bradley, cum laude. John Brennan, cum laude. Grace Ann Brennan. Nicholas Costa Brisi, magna cum laude. Riley Brown. Sofia Busto Bendana. Emmanuel Brandon Cano. Victoria Graciela Carney Tejada. Laura Carrillo. Rosa Crisanta Carter, cum laude. Raul Castro. Yarizet Amirani Cordero. Olivia Cortez, summa cum laude. Mira Coy. Gabriela Dar, magna cum laude. Nicholas Tyler Dunca. Marina Domenighi. Bailey Faulkner, magna cum laude. Amber Anise Flowers. Zachary Robert Fox. Clara Rose Frayne. Nicholas Franz. Hannah Summerall Geyser. Elise Giles, cum laude. Nathaniel Grameth. Jacqueline Gregor, magna cum laude. Margaret Ann Judici, cum laude. Michael Wyatt Hamer. Lauren Harris. Malia Renee Hollander. Calvin Huang. Bettina Sofia Iglesias Moscoso, magna cum laude. Lucas Jackson, summa cum laude. Jose Jasso Sanchez, cum laude. Gwyneth Ann Johnson. Marko Josipovic. Danielle Khalid. Allison Kilberg, cum laude. Claire Marie Knowlton. Theodora Sofia Kotsopoulos. Diana Korupas. Natalie Kozak. Margaret Linehan, magna cum laude. Alexandra Lipman Ibraguen. Vanessa Lunar. Douglas Andrew Lyons, cum laude. Avery Macaluso. Maria Marcus, magna cum laude. Amanda Mareto. Lorenza Martinez, magna cum laude. Emily Marks, magna cum laude. Sarah Mason. Hannah Rose Mehta, cum laude. Madeline Claire Moffat. Minela Muminovic, summa cum laude. Jennifer Mislinski, cum laude. Stephanie Nicole Nolasco. Brendan Marshall Oath, cum laude. Nancy Oriana. Leslie Owen. Luis Francisco Pacheco, cum laude. Tequila Patterson. Moises Alejandro Pavon, magna cum laude. Noah Peña. Abigail Peterson, magna cum laude. David William Flam. Alfonso Giuseppe Pezzo. Kennedy Elise Pruitt, cum laude. Lily Andre Roth, magna cum laude. Sarah Helen Rothrock. Matthew Rupp. Jose Sainz. Jillian Marie Saget, cum laude. Christian Santoro, cum laude. Jacob Sachs. Kaylee Claire Schenk, summa cum laude. Cassandra Mary Schenker. Gina Lee Shanley. Shanshi Stephanie Shaw. Tom William Simmons, cum laude. Nisha Singla. Gianna Sparacio. Francis Strange. Garrett Cole Trzynski, cum laude. Vaishnavi Vembar. Mary Volmer. Madison van der Linden. Stara Wasik. Rebecca Weber, magna cum laude. Catherine Bridget Wember. Abigail DeVere Willis. Emily Zapian, cum laude. Zhang Yushin.
Congratulations to all the marketing majors.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Sport Management Joshua Burish. Brendan James Fleming. Brandon Nabuyuki Higashi. Gabrielle Kaiser. Summa cum laude. Yael Lara. Rodrigo Hernandez. Ryan J. Piontek. Delia Ritchie.
Claps for the sports management majors.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, Supply Chain Management, Rebecca Aliyah Abdullah. Anthony Angileri, magna cum laude. Anna Barton, magna cum laude. Brett Michael Hughes. Ryan Klein. Kurt Konzak, cum laude. Peter Joshua Lin. Bailey Cole Nitch, cum laude. Nathan Richard Podgoric. Owen Thomas Reach. Andrew John Arnold Tonner. Marco Aurelio Useche. Matthew Wodowikowski. Colton Wolf.
Congratulations to the supply chain majors.
Receiving the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, U.S. Europe double degree, Esther Alonso, magna cum laude. Alberto Arjona Guerrero, magna cum laude. Claudia Bugato Perez, magna cum laude. Victoria Castillo Guyen, magna cum laude. Alicia Belen Cebolla Sosa, magna cum laude. Francisco Javier Chavez Rodero, summa cum laude. Ana Cortes Lopera, magna cum laude. Antonio Faya, cum laude. Alejandra Fedriani, cum laude. Alvaro Fernandez, cum laude. Rocio Garcia Calabres Pedrajas, cum laude. Summa cum laude. Alvaro Marin Capitan, summa cum laude. Armando Navarro Morales, cum laude. Carlos Ostos Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Maria Sanchez Trueba, summa cum laude.
Felicitaciones to the dual degree U.S. Europe. So thank you. Once again, congratulations, 2022 graduates of the Quinlan School of Business. So following the closing blessing, please join your graduates for a reception on the West Quad. That's the big space when you came in by the parking garage. And important message from Bossy Professor. We ask that you remain in your seats until all the graduates have had a chance to exit from the auditorium. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Joanne Rooney, President, to the podium to offer a few remarks and a final blessing.
Members of the class of 2022, let's admit it, it has been a very long road, best described perhaps as riding a roller coaster through a dark tunnel, unable to see the steep drops and hairpin turns, not certain when you would emerge into the light, right? But yet, you did it, and you have graduated. Everyone, join me in one more time, giving these graduates one more round of applause. Each of us, at various times throughout our lives, both sit upon the shoulders and follow in the footsteps of others who came before us. Just over 500 years ago, St. Ignatius of Loyola and a small group of colleagues made a pledge to each other. They vowed to study, work, and pray together. They pledged to propagate a faith that melded spirituality with deep inquiry, fostering that dynamic tension between formation of the mind academically with formation of deep spirituality and trust in God. When they founded the Society of Jesus and its educational mission and method, they did so in a spirit of intellectual and cultural openness that fundamentally shifted Christianity and Western culture. The Jesuits did not promote a blind, unquestioning faith. Their revolutionary approach blended spiritual and educational methods that opened hearts and minds to art and to science, to reason and to rhetoric. Through deep inquiry, observation, debate, and discourse, they looked for God in all things, and they did all of this in service to others. Ignatius and the Jesuits created a system of education that integrated study and research, rigor and compassion, contemplation and conversation, but all with active engagement among the peoples, societies, and cultures around them. In short, the Jesuits moved beyond the secure walls of the monastery to fearlessly engage with the world around them, to advance change, and to lift up those who suffer. Today, that same mission is entrusted to you and embodied in you. Graduates, you are challenged to act, going to the margins of our society in service to the poor and underserved, and expanding the frontiers of knowledge to support that same service. You have embraced your Jesuit education, not simply as a way to distinguish yourselves in a career, but as a way to learn, to lead, and to serve in your place and time in this world. Now, on its face, this idea of service may seem straightforward and uncomplicated. It is not. I was reminded of this recently in a Western civilization class that I attended, taught by our own Professor Buchholz. Civilization, civilized society is at its core about community, about greetings and sympathy. As members of a community, we must be willing to reach deep within ourselves to engage with each other, not just via a video or a text, but face to face, human connection to human connection. It is about receiving each other and interacting on a personal level, the smile, the nod, the acknowledgement, the embrace. But along with greeting, we must also show sympathy, or perhaps a better description, true empathy, committing ourselves to seeing each other, appreciating each other, understanding each other, and showing compassion and care. It is only then that we could be of real service, walking alongside and accompanying those in need. Recently, Pope Francis was much more direct, dare I say blunt, in his assessment, calling on each of us to put aside consumerism and self-centered desires to serve others. In a recent homily celebrating Mass of the World Day of the Poor, he stated, "Let us not waste our lives thinking only of ourselves, indifferent to others, or deluding ourselves into thinking peace and security. Instead," he said, "we must look reality in the face and avoid the infection of indifference." The infection of indifference. As we emerge from the relative isolation of this pandemic, we are often struck and even consumed by all the sorrows and lessons we have endured over the past few years, even though we cannot undo the past. We can also become anxious and even overwhelmed when we focus on the future and all that we need to do to address the urgent issues in our neighborhoods, communities, and across the world. But again, we cannot dictate the details of tomorrow. Learn from the past, yes. Contemplate the future, of course. However, equally important, what we must also do is be present in the moment. I urge you to regularly pause and engage with the present. Offer greetings, express empathy. Appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, the warmth of the sun, the uplifting sound of laughter, the vibrant colors of new spring growth, the melodies of joyous music, the smile of a child, the poignant stories of an elder. My sincere prayer for each of you is that your Jesuit education affords you protection against the infection of indifference, that you continue to explore, grow, and learn, moving toward a hope-filled future, serving where the need is the greatest, that you stay connected to the present, nourishing the good in your lives with love and optimism, sharing greetings and expressing sympathy. In these ways, you will be the difference and make the difference in all that you do. As I close, I would like to offer one final gesture of respect and gratitude to each of you, graduates of the Quinlan School of Business at Loyola University, Chicago. I tip my hat to you and congratulations. Graduates, we will ask that you please remain seated just for another few moments. Everyone else, please stand if you are able and join me in extending your hands over our graduates for a final blessing. The blessing is located on the last page of the program book and will also be displayed on the screen. Please join with me. May God bless you and sustain you on this, your graduation day. May the Creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your soul. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are loved. May the Lord of all look kindly upon you this day and forever. Amen. And congratulations, graduates.